Alright, good morning everyone. So, I've got a little bit of free time here at the house, not a whole lot, but wanted to crank out a video and do another comparison. And this is a comparison I've been kind of wanting to do for a little bit now. So, I'm obviously a Massey Ferguson fan if you haven't figured it out. And I really wanted to compare these two combines. So, in recent years, recent being, say, in the last 10 years, these are the two 1/64 scale Massey Ferguson combines that we have seen on the market. The one on the left is a 9895 made by Ertl. Those were made around 2012, I believe, if that sounds correct. And then here on the right, we have I have to look at the model, a 9545, which is made by Speccast. Those came out about a year ago. I think they came out early 2018, if I remember correctly. It may have even been 2017, but I think it was 2018 when they came out. So I just bought the Speccast combine, the 9545, not too long ago. I was holding out for a while. They're expensive. They're $50. So $50 to $55, depending on where you get them from, plus shipping. I got mine from Outback Toys. I splurged and did a large order from Outback Toys a while back, and that's where I got mine at. They're still pretty plentiful. There's a lot of them out there, but you're probably talking $50, $55 for one of those. The one on the left, the 9895 from Ertl, I just searched on eBay a minute ago. You can pick them up for about $30. I even saw one for $26 plus shipping. So they've actually come down in price, which is funny because when I bought mine several years ago, I think I paid $45 for it, plus shipping. So yeah, there's been a big decrease in price on them, which is nice. They are a very nice toy. Ertl did a very good job with them. But the Speccast toy is very nice as well. They're both nice combines, and, you know, if you want the short version of the story, I would say if you're a Massey Ferguson combine person, you're probably best off getting both. I really like having both of them. But that's just me. So I'm just going to get into it and kind of do a bit of a comparison here. I think I'm going to start with the 9895 with the simpler, older Ertl combine. So Ertl's AGCO products have always been pretty good and higher detail than their John Deere products, which I find interesting. I don't know if that's a standard that AGCO holds them to or exactly why that is, but like if you get your basic plain Jane Ertl John Deere combine, none of them have these handrails. None of them have cab mirrors. None of them have, you know, the rear handrails. They're usually lacking a fair bit of detail. And that's a common complaint that I have had with the Ertl John Deere combines. Unless you get, occasionally they'll release a collector's edition that has some detailing, such as the handrails and the mirrors. And then there's the precision. No, not the precision. The Authentics. The 1/64 scale Authentics, those of course are kind of on the opposite extreme. They have opening panels and all that stuff. Those are nice, but there's not many of them. There's only one for John Deere, and it's an S670, I believe. 670 or 690, I can't remember. It's an S-Series combine, and then there's one of a Case IH combine, I believe. Those are the only two high-detail versions that Ertl has produced. And like I say, for Case or New Holland or John Deere, you have to get like a special collector's edition in order to get these little details such as the handrails and the mirrors. With AGCO, it's just always been standard, it seems like. Ertl just does a better job on the AGCO toys. And you see it on this combine. I really, really like this combine. So, for one, what do they call this? The Feederhouse? Sorry, I'm not a crop farmer. The Feederhouse raises and lowers and it's nice and tight, so it's not floppy. It doesn't just always fall down. It stays in place, so that's very nice. Even when you put a header on it, it stays in place. This one has these fat single tires. I think they did make a dual version at one point. I like the tires. I like the wheel detail. The wheel detail is very nice. No rivets showing, nothing like that. Oops. Nice little details. I like it. I like it a lot. The combine body itself is very good. Pretty accurate when you see the real thing. Decals are good. Now you can see this is just a sticker because you can actually see where some air has gotten underneath it right there on the main decal on the side. This is just one big long sticker. So this bottom red part here is part of the same sticker. This is all just one sticker that wraps around the combine to the back. So this is the same sticker back here. This little strip here with the Massey Ferguson and the lights, that's all part of the same sticker, and it wraps all the way around to the other side of the combine. So these aren't tampos, these are just stickers. So not the best in the world. You can really see it if you look right there in the light. You may be able to see it's pretty obvious. This is a sticker right here going down the side, but that's okay. Yeah, it's not the best thing in the world. You can especially see the corner of the sticker right there. It's not the best in the world, but it's okay. I'm okay with it. And these little decals here, sorry, my fat hand's in the way. These little decals here are really nice with the little field star decal underneath the logo decal. Very nice detail. I like that a lot. The silver trim looks good. The gray underbody looks good. You have a little engine fan there, little radiator fan. There is decent detail here on the back. If I raise this up, you can see handrails. You know, kind of just a block where the engine is. Oh, it's dusty, but that's okay. There's your fan, there's your air intake for the engine. Exhaust for the engine is here. You have these handrails here. The actual ones have like a ladder that goes through here. This is a rear access panel that opens up. Doesn't have that, but it's a toy, so that's okay. The grain bin up here, it has this nice grain extension on it that is fairly accurate. I've seen real ones like that. Not much detail there with that auger, but that's okay. I wouldn't really worry about that. Nice detail back here with the rear lights. These are painted on. That is really nice. A little SMV emblem that's just a sticker. Still nice though, still looks good. I really like the look of this. Not much to see in the straw chopper, but that's okay. You can kind of just see the mirror up there. You can see it has some silver on it, probably like a little silver sticker. Pretty nice, I like that. Turn it around. Kind of more of the same over here, looks good. The auger is just a simple little plastic auger that folds out and folds in, no issues there. It does have the black painted tip. I like the look of it, I have no issues with that. If you move to the front here, you can see these handrails that look pretty good. I like handrail detail like this. I think that's very nice. I think it's a good compliment. Pretty happy with that. Moving up here, so these, you can see where it has like lights and stuff there in the plastic casting. Plastic casting, I guess. Sorry, I'm struggling with the words there. I don't know what you would call that piece. I mean, it's your mirrors, obviously, but you can see where there's light detail in the plastic. It's not painted, but you could easily paint it and make for a really nice accent there. Really nice little detail. It has a front windshield wiper. That's a nice little detail. It has the Massey logo on the cab front. That's a really nice detail. Has the Massey Ferguson decal that runs across the front just below the cab. Really nice detail. Has obviously clear cab glass. Has an interior. Not much to the interior. That's pretty basic. But it's there. It has it. And that's pretty cool. I really like that. You can see it does have work light detail there on the cab roof. They are painted, I believe. And overall, it looks really good. I mean, I really like this. Yeah, the feeder housing's pretty plain Jane, but I don't think I've seen one that is really highly detailed. They're all like that. There's just not a lot of detail in this area on these combines. It's kind of like with the straw choppers. It's fairly rare to see pretty good detail on the rear end there with the straw choppers. There's just not a lot of that detail on these combines. 1/64 scale combines just really haven't gotten to that point yet. I don't have an authentic, so maybe they do have that detail. I'm not sure. You could tell me. But for the price, so for a combine that you could get on eBay for $30 pretty easily, these are really nice, and I think they are worth their money big time. I love the look of these combines in real life. These are some of my favorite combines in real life. I love it when I can see one and photograph it, and to have a scale version of it is really neat. It's just a very good looking toy. It's a very well done toy. It's a very nice toy. I like this thing a lot. I'm really impressed with it. So Ertl did an excellent job with these. And you got to remember, these combines now are at least 5 years old. 2012, it's 2019 now. It's even older than that. It's more like 7 years old. So these are very nice combines considering how old they were, and kind of think about the level of detail that was around back in 2012. 2011, 2012. These are impressive little toys. So I really like this. So now, let's bump up to 2018 and see what Speccast has brought onto the market. So, you'll notice with the 9545 that the general body shape is the same. There's really no changes there. What has changed are items like the auger, the cab, and some other details. And so, just kind of getting into this, I'm trying to figure out where to start. Let's just start with the Feederhouse. So, it's really about the same level of detail as what the Ertl toy has. So, you really don't gain much there. It does a little bit better at making it a little more realistic where it attaches to the body of the machine. So that's nice. It does raise and lower. It's a little looser than the one on the Ertl machine, so I'd be a little concerned about by the time you put the header on, it may weigh it down. I haven't tried it, so I couldn't tell you. But it's not bad. I don't mind it. I would say the paint scheme on this combine is pretty accurate. This gray is probably pretty accurate. I know the red is accurate. That is one thing on the Ertl combine. The red's a little dark on it. Massey Ferguson red is actually a bright, kind of a safety red, like this one. So this one's actually a little more accurate on the color than that other one is. The level of detail on the stairs and the handrails is about the same. It's a little more realistic because these are thinner. These aren't the real fat handrails like what you see on the Ertl version. These are a little skinnier, so they're actually a little bit better. They're a little more realistic. The cab ladder is just ever so slightly more realistic, but it's about on par with the Ertl. Same level of detail really on the mirrors, if you look at the mirrors here. So they did add the beacons. They have a beacon on each side of the cab. I know you can't see the other one. So there's a beacon, so that's nice, but your other little accent lights here still are not painted. So really no improvement there over the Ertl. You can see there's just a little bit more detail on the handrail. It looks like there's a mirror of some kind there. There's a fire extinguisher. It's kind of hard to see. There it is, right there. That little black thing. So it's not painted, but there is a fire extinguisher there. So that's not a bad little detail. The mirrors are, oh, they're not silver. I never noticed that. So if you look at the mirror right here, the backside is not painted silver. So that's a detail that they left out that Ertl actually beat them on. That's kind of interesting. So the lights aren't painted and the mirror's not painted. It's just all black plastic. The front of the cab. So things that I like and don't like. Headlight detail is there. It's painted on just like the Ertl. It's a little sloppy. A little sloppier than it should be and a little less realistic than it should be. You would think they would use lenses and make it a little more realistic. I mean, they went to that trouble on the beacons to use lenses, but then headlights or work lights rather, they just did paint. I guess I don't understand that. Cab detail's definitely superior to the Ertl. I don't think there's really any doubt about that. Your cab detail's 10 times better. You've got so much more detail in the trainer seat, the steering column, the main operator seat, the work console on the left, the little armrest on the left-hand side of the operator seat. I mean, there's just a lot more detail in there. That's a much better detail on the cab. It has the front windshield wiper just like the other one. Hopefully I'm not the only one, and somebody else has noticed that there is no Massey Ferguson decal here. That, to me, is a big check against this thing. Why would you not do that? It'd be a nice, very tasteful little accent. It wouldn't be hard to do. Now, these don't have the Massey decal on the cab roof, so that's accurate with the real thing. But it does still say Massey Ferguson across the base of the cab there. I don't know why Speccast didn't do that. In the Challenger version, they didn't do it either. I really dislike that. It's something simple that they could have done, but didn't. Kind of moving to the top here, you can see there's a little basic white GPS globe. Okay, that's cool. The grain tank looks pretty good. It's actually hard to see. I'll have to try and get you a different angle. It is a little bit better detailed than the Ertl, so I will give them that. Turn it sideways. Wheels look good, about the equivalent of the Ertl. This one has a steerable rear axle that steers very well. It almost steers a little too well. It's almost a little too loose. The Ertl, by the way, is fixed. No steerable axle. This one's steerable, but it's a little looser than I feel like it should be. I don't know. Yeah, you can see it there. I mean, I am ever so slightly pushing the wheel on the other side, and I mean, it definitely, it's got a lot of play in it. See that? So it's almost a little too loose in the rear axle. Decals on the sides are very nice. Fat hand in the way again. These are tampos. These are not the sticker decals like the Ertl, so a little newer technology there. Very nice. These are pretty accurate decals. I do have a big beef with this. And this is the thing. Speccast did some kind of lazy things, I feel like, when they built these. These are close to being a nice toy, but they just fall a little short. This, the model decal. Why did they do that? It's all black. That is not accurate. And here, Ertl, with their El Cheapo $30 combine, they got it right. This is the accurate decal. It is gray with a black outline on each model number. So this is accurate. That's what the model number should look like. And then we come back to our Speccast. Get it to refocus. It's just black. Why would they? I don't understand that. And that it's the little things like this that really irritate me with this combine. I love this combine. It's very nice. But the fact that they really halfway did that, it's only black lettering, which is not at all accurate. It's gray lettering with a black outline. And then not putting the Massey Ferguson on the front at the base of the cab. Why would you not do those two relatively simple things that would really just add to the model and make it that much more accurate? That irritates me. That really irritates me. They did a good job with the Massey Ferguson decal. Very nice. The Trident logo looks good. But that just, that puts a bad taste in my mouth. That irritates me. Nice little detail here. A little more detail here than what the Ertl has, but not immensely more detail. It has this little fancy lid that is metal that covers the auger. Now, this is another thing that irritates me. This auger is accurate, and it looks like it should turn here, because on the real combines, it does. So on the real combines, on these things in real life, when the auger folds in, the tip actually turns inward. It rotates 90 degrees counterclockwise, and faces inward. Speccast did not add that detail. So when the auger is stowed like this is actually incorrect. This is not what the actual combines look like going down the road with the auger folded in, or rolling through the field with the auger folded in. This isn't accurate. That tip should be pointed in 90 degrees. I don't know why they just didn't add that feature and just have it where it rotates. It's one of those things that really irritates me. But you can see as you do fold it out, it's not bad. And you can see how the little lid there on the combine body itself, you can see how it folds out with it. And then when you fold it back in, you push that shut. So that's not bad. I like that. Oh, let's see. Moving along, I gotta hurry this up because it's taking too long. The rear has some really nice detail. They did do a really good job here. The straw chopper looks not too bad. It's better. There's more detail here than what you would see on the Ertl version. Not ultra high detail, but better than nothing. I really like the Massey decal on the rear there. That's really nice. The SMV looks nice. The lights look decent. Lights are not as good as they could be, but they're not terrible, so they're okay. Really nice detail. Let me turn it. Oh, hopefully you can see that. And you can see the axle detail too on this rear axle. This rear axle detail is actually really nice. Yeah, so the straw chopper, not too bad. The ladder. I love this detail. This is a really nice little detail, and that is you can see the access ladder to get to the back of the machine. You can probably see it better with this view here. Excuse me. I love how they did that detail. They nailed that. That looks excellent. I love that detail. This rear access area is a little plain. It's a little more detailed than the Ertl, but still not ultra high detailed. You can see there is an exhaust for the engine that appears to be coming out of a little cubby there, out of the engine compartment, so that's a nice little feature. You can see the grain tank a little bit better there. There's some better detail there. That little auger looks nice. I like the look of that. So they did a good job with the grain tank. This side's kind of the plain side of the combines. There's not a whole lot to see there. Just give you a couple of alternative views of it. More handrails on that side. So that's pretty much it. So if you were to ask me which one I like both of them. And I think if you're a Massey Ferguson person, I think you kind of have to have both of these. I think they are both very nice toys. And I think they are worth it. But if I had to tell you which one is more worth it, it would be this one. It would be the Ertl. The Ertl combine body itself is just, it's more bang for the buck. The Speccast version here is nice. The paint's a little more accurate. It's the brighter color red like they actually are in real life. But the lack of certain decals on this one compared to this one makes it a hard sell. This one is close. For $35, this combine, the Speccast here on the right, would be a great deal. But for the $55 that they've been asking for them, that's awfully high. $45, yeah, they'd be more reasonable then. $55 is a little high. I think it's still worth it, but I'm irritated that I had to pay $55 and to see some of the things that combine doesn't do. One other thing I want to compare just real fast are the heads. So this is the head that comes with the Ertl. So this is where Speccast does do the better job. I will give them credit here. This head is fairly lacking in detail. It does have a sticker decal on the side with the model of the head. But other than that, there's just not a whole lot of detail here. You can definitely see in the reel itself, it's just solid plastic. Not a lot of detail, okay? So this is where Speccast has the advantage, because if you look at the Speccast head in all its glory, it is, it's not a draper head. It is a conventional head. If you look at it, it has this really nice detail. The reel looks amazing. So the Speccast head really is the better head, and from the side, This is much more accurate. This is what they look like in real life, not what the Ertl head looks like. See the very nice, the model, and those are tampos, the model and the Massey logo. These look wonderful. The backside looks better. I mean, these things just look better in every way, shape, and form. These are the better headers. So the Speccast headers definitely win this battle. They look fantastic. I love the look of them. The Ertl header is kind of your typical toy combine header. Yeah, it's not bad. Better than what we had in the 90s, but that's about the extent of it. There's just not near as much there. So, Speccast wins on the header, without a doubt. I love this header. That's amazing. Speccast wins on that. On the combines, it's kind of a toss-up. Dollar for dollar, I'd say they're about the same value. So, if you don't have a lot of money to spend, go for the Ertl version. $25 here. $50 here. It's nice. I like that I have it. I don't regret purchasing it, but I'm irritated with some of the lack of detail on such a simple thing. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you.